What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And today we have a really special guest in the building. Listen, this man is a DJ, a singer, a songwriter, and listen, one of the fire Rastaman them in the reggae business. You know, we have in the building today, we have Lutan Fyah in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
Yes, I greetings, enough respect, one love to the audience, one love to the people who tune in. Rastafari, extraction, privilege, blessing.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Entertainment Report podcast. Entertainment Report podcast likes to go right from the beginning and then bring it right up to 2022. So my first question for you is this. Where did you grow up in Jamaica and what type of child were you?
I grew up in St. Catherine, Spanish Town, Jamaica, Just a normal child, And then time things were more easy going. I would have more raw material as you to work off and work with, Yeah, normal child.
For sure. All right. And growing up, what did you think you were going to get into? Did you think it was music, sports? What did you think you were going to get into growing up?
Yeah, normally, Lutan Fyah like sports, I like football. Some people call it shock. So we used to try our best to be a part of a good team, Play football through the school levels, play the Money Cup. And play another one they call Colts, which was the under 16. Money Cup is the under 19. And then we move on, play Division 2, Division 1, National Premier League football, but we never stay long in it. Music was another calling at that time when I was actually playing, I was feeling this music like singing.
What inspired you to actually even get involved with music? Who did you see in the area or did you hear a song? What inspired you to get involved with music?
Well, in that time, as you know, music was from dusk till dawn thing in a dance hall where the sound singer from in the evening and lock off till about 2, 3 o'clock where a lot of different singers and DJs used to come to and sing. That sound system was a sound system in my yard, So they get to see all kind of different musicians and artists for all them vibes, People like Papa San, Monks Man, Nerds Man, Major Warriors, Jonathan Whitman, Lady G, General TK. Some of these people the world know who follow music, Jamaican music, But those are the people we used to see in my yard at the time. A vibes, DJ and all of vibes. I used to be there as the happy go so lucky youth, always in the midst of everything. So that's my main inspiration I could remember. When I get that inspiration like that ever again in the music.
And what was the name of the song in the yard at that time there?
It's a little small stone issue called Night Flight. It's not a big, it was just a community show they played on a night time. And the community artists them they just used to. Cause me, Papa and Dirks man, we born in the same or grew up in the same community. Lady G, Major Worries, Jonathan Wolfman, Monks Man. Yeah, same road, same lane and round the show. Grew up together. My yard was the dancer, like the 2 yard, the father and mother come from the same ghetto, across the road. So the yard around the road was a dance hall and the yard around the road was another dance hall. One of the yard them were more free where the youth them could have hold the microphone and then time Papa and them and them man they was youthful and feeling father used to have a sound system too. They just love the music.
Did you actually get to DJ or sing on the song at this time here?
Yeah, man, I'm a playground, man, every day, man, all my life. Man. We sing, we DJ, we chant, we say a poem, we act with everything around the microphone. We get shocked. We burn up amplifier. Them time they are true band bass, True band. Record, 45 and LP. flip over the version and you DJ on it.
Mhm. I know something
I'm a part of that experience.
for sure, because I know something else you liked coming up to while you're growing up was architecture. What was it about architecture that you liked in the first place?
It was just a thing I went to school and introduced to that class, and I just like it.
Yeah.
As the first test I did, I got 100 mark, and the teacher was impressed. So they tried to coach me into liking it, and it was cool because it surprised me on my paper clean, you know. I like it's going on. But me never excel in architecture like when like what people write and in media. I was just keen about it and know about all these things, but I never got to know college after high school and think further nothing. It just stopped because Rastafari, and in that time it was like 1996, 97, when Jamaica were changing. The world were changed them time, everything had changed. So we did go with one of the change, you know. Rastafari.
Why did you even say Rastafari? Where did Rastafari even get introduced to you in the first place, sir?
It's not a specific time or place. It's just a vibe, you know, come across. As you know, Jamaica have a vibe, and there's a attractive energy everywhere. And then when I move around, I realize that through the studying of the Bible and mankind history on this earth, I came up to a proven conclusion that Rastafari is the nucleus of the Black Genesis. And with that, it's the balancing of humanity. It's like with the wisdom of His Imperial Majesty, you feel like you can attract the future and you feel like you're from the past while you are now, you know? Yes, sir.
So was it Rastafari first, or did you start recording first, or you got into Rastafari first? Which one first?
We do music as Rastafari, like recording, the professional recording for song to be released. That it was final, Fatis Burrell and everything. We'd never do a song outside of Rastafari. Always, from the get-go. It's just the move, you know, this rapid move of Rastafari, Pan-African, humanitarian, balancing, you know, getting people together, loving each other again, come back to God, you know, apologize to their parent and forgive the parent for not allowing them to deep breathe into life step by step.
So even in school now, did you get involved with any musical stuff while you were in school, or all your musical stuff was after school?
No, just music class in school. But music is always a part of me. As a part of Jamaican youth, we love music, you know? Yeah. But we never have no music class at school that I'm into or interested in. We just got the normal music class to a part of the school curriculum, and we have to do the exam every term or school every week, you know? That's the only music that I learn a few songs. We never did learn about music or the theory of music because the class never seemed interesting, only when we were singing the songs.
That's when you liked it there. So then you said you were into football, you're playing a lot of sports and that. So then when did music actually take over your life from playing sports? Where was that transition for you?
It was that time after I come to a realization that there is a future and life not stop yourself. And then with the wisdom of His Imperial Majesty, my mind get universal, so I start to look across the world and check my age and realize that I'm not a professional and I'm not I won't ever play for my national team. And Jamaica is not a place that you're paid to play football. If you're injured, you got to go take care of yourself. So we did decide, okay, let's stop by at the studio and check the vibes. I've been up and about going around studios and know the vibes though. But let's stop by and see if I can hang around and see if I can see the spirit of music and shit. Well, my spirit can fit in this thing. And from the very first day I stop in music, I realized, whoa, music is not really a place. The environment at that time, people never been really educated to what they were doing, or in business or in music. It was just a vibe, you know.
Mm.
And then I could look above what's happening, so I impose myself, and people get to know me.
What was the first studio you went to when you started to get serious to doing your music now?
In that them time, there was jamming studio for every artist. So I could go down and jamming studio. So every now and then we should stop at jamming studio and thing. I would hear about Bobby Digital Studio too, so we stop at Bobby Studio too and thing. Yeah. But jamming was the place where we used to go hang out. And long before a lot of our great ones, anybody in the world know them. You know? And we were all bridging our friend because in them time music was love and joy and glad to see each other. And at the same time, at the time, the road boy things that get brawling in our music. When Batman I come a studio come to badness. Follow we walk with the artists and share. The artist Batman friend, and you know, that was the 90s, but it was fun, you know, because we used to have bogle, we used to have the reggae culture vibes and the dancehall vibes and everything it had. And when you go to the dance, you hear all different kind of music, all different kind of melodies, all different vibes. And it was just fun. Them time there, when you go to studio as an artist, nobody know. You never did have to make money. You never did have to have a song to make money, you know? Because you could do an intro and a dub plate and eat a fruit. Or you could get a fire band and can sing or DJ. You get to do a dub plate because at the time, I don't know if it was money enough or people was just fascinated over Jamaican talent. But once you hang out at any popular studio, you always end up look like you're involved in some game with knife. You know what I mean? Yeah, but nowadays they have a bus, they have that part fights and everything. Different. Me not really pushing the music too much nowadays. Just sing and go through.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So when you got to Jammies, was your intention to get into the dub room or you wanted to actually get into start recording music?
Well, at first it was to do a dub, you know, the first time I sing down a Jammies place. The man in my studio, so I got the dub plate. So I run with them and do the dub. But then they not even know so me I could sing either. Me a ball at the time and thing. I'm a regular artist, but they know so me an artist. So them say, we have a student and you fall out and say, yeah man. Them time I just left high school and decided to go, me not got to get a job as Rasta youth and me not go try. So nobody come embarrass me. So I just want to play some football. We can go and eat a little weekend salary, we can give me food and maybe a one t-shirt and a Nike or a band, you know? But I realized early said that not gonna get me nowhere, you know, and thing. I even did do a dub plate them time and then we go to there. But now and then we stop by and we know the fights. Yeah.
So now to actually get into where you could record, do you have to do an audition or how did you get to the next side? Or did you even get to the next side to do any recording?
Now I go on into the stop and do auditions at places, man. Do demo and put them on I buy a scatter and go listen to them and hear so. I will listen for the radio and you will go on and listen to the lyric pattern and the melody style and how people are kiss and the kind of beat that people are dance to, how them are dance to. I find a place so I can fit in myself. You know what I mean?
So when was the first time you actually got to record a song? Because you recorded the dubs, that's cool, but when did you actually get to record a song right now?
Record a song, I'm trying to remember exactly. Oh yeah. Record a song, my friend, because my friends I play football in the early days, so I'm a baller friend. In father did fly in from America and thing. And them time most of the ones that were coming from America and have money. And now they did a sound or own a little studio, so own a studio. So my friend now, become one of the kind of manager like at the new studio when father flying on. So my friend introduced me to his father. And the father liked the vibe, so he was a producer, also producing people like Buju Banton, Fiddler, Jackie Ward, Lucian, Capleton. At the time, you know, this man who call it Sprocket, he used to have a son in New York, Earth Ruler. So that recording was a late 2 a.m. at the Anchor Studio when I decided I want to record it and say, yes, Lutan, I have to record it. So we go see it up and wait till Lucian done record, Mikey General done record, Jack Hugh done record, John Mason done record, and thing. And then when them done now, we wake me from the coach and say, yo, you're not ready to sing? I say, yes. So I sing my song, and from I sing that song there, I realize people start know Lutan Fyah and we and start look out for more songs. So we just start drive it in rapid move, non-stop. After that, my producer record that song, Flintstone and Babylon Glass shows. He may get caught up in some personal problem with trying to keep him out of the music. So we never really get anybody like that who did decide to stand out for Lutan Fyah help, you know? You know what I mean? Like a producer or manager will manage artists and know what they might do. Because I don't really like to learn on the job people. If you're going to learn on the job, beside Lutan Fyah, I can do it for myself. So I may never really get no people who can do the job like that after that. So I'm always on my duty doing my work like single-handed. And I give thanks for people who try to help, you know, and provide me with instructions and inspirations and advice. Last year.
Was it only one song that you recorded with Sprocket, or you actually did more work?
A few songs before in Step Up. I did and about 3 of them got released. So up to this day, I do dub play for them song, and then song was from 2001, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you did your thing there. First, before we even go any further, how did you get your name, Lutan Fyah?
Well, it was a time in my ghetto when I tried to do my naming ceremony. And then I decided to get myself that name at that time, you know? Yes, sir.
Why that name in particular? Does it represent anything? What is it supposed to mean?
Well, after a while, you know, that name was 1992 exactly, remember. In international school and thing. It never signified nothing at that time, but when you grow forward, you come realize the FYAH have a significant meaning, you know. FYAH is fire, you know, which is like the energy in a man. It is YAH, yeah. But they must normally say God, Jah, yeah, is all the same. So my name represent that fire in a man, God consciousness, you know.
And the thing with it, you chose this name before you even really understood the power that this name had in the first place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See,
long before, man. We chose this name from 1992.
Mm-hmm.
See, I will start go for a record 2000, yes. And then I will start go for a record, you know.
Mm-hmm. Linked with Sprocket, then you said that situation didn't really work out. What was your next move in the music business at that time there then?
The next move, you know, they stopped by a Buju studio for a while. Then time there, I would have do some recording too with me and the engineer them up there used to have vibes at the time. So make songs, you know. Yeah, they stopped by a Buju place a while.
How did you even get that link to link up with Buju and the studio at that time there?
I get a link. A Rastafari vibes, I feel in tune to just go through. I would stop by and them allow to come in. I would sing on the engineer them like vibes from a daytime and the engineer them there, you know. Just let me in after that day there. Come in you.
Mhm. Did you connect with Buju at that time there too, or it was just more or less the engineers then?
I was the engineer man and show a bunch of place with the way have to yell off Buju have manners and watch we step in our jet yard. They don't know the Buju yard and doing work. We get obliged. We get our 1 piece every now and then. I would feel good, so we get a privilege this up. And we even learn a lot, you know. Don't know, got all kind of people stop at them, man. They are meet a lot of people up there. It was diary until we move on.
Mhm. Did you become a part of the camp, or were you just more or less recording songs out of the studio at that time there?
Well, I was there every day. I mean, everybody in Iran, that we can't say, you know, until we decide different time, place. Different. You know?
Okay, so you never
I
actually.
would never have a bad day in a Buju yard yet.
Mhm. Did you actually go on any tours with Bush or anything?
No, we never get them friendship there or them closeness there. Because they got to Buju have a lot of artists we about par with. We have know over the years, you know, we never did expect to get no tours. Even it would be good still, but we never did expect to get them blind around the jet, you know. Yeah, the jet look into it that way they would have feel good still, but it never works. I just got through and the engineer them dead and they know we didn't make it. Try my best to come up with a little song. Most of the time, them sort of songs, them no sound good like 99.9% of the time. The song, them no sound good. You know what I mean? So it's just easy and right.
So that was your training grounds right there.
Well, no, we used to do it best that shop. When I do what I do at the time, you know. Yeah, but we used to go other places just sing, hold mic and 5 different rounds, recorded studio.
Mhm.
I would call that more the training than to go into a recorded studio.
Got you there. So then, okay, Buju, you did your time over there trying to. Did you get any hits out of the studio at that time there, or not yet?
No, we just did not go through a try come through in a music and I'm not sure so me get a little blight going on man yeah. When million studio for them work, you know. So I'm have 2 young engineers have a different vibes and things. So when them that they are daytime and the dread about the business of the matter business. We did get the time to buy for 1 tune or 2, you know. But while the engineers they grow and start up on tour with budget things change too. You know, other youths come on and I sing on different vibes and enough different changes.
Mhm.
You know see it?
For
So
sure.
it was like from I want to tell you say from people start know Lutan Fyah one kind of way. We not to go back a Buju play. We not to go there. We go there to heal up man and man and thing. Not to go back. I try and remember. Stop and heal up Marcus there. Marcus is dead. Since Buju forward, stop and heal up Buju. That's it, really. You know. I'm not too. Music is a rough place.
Mhm. You have to really know what you're doing. So, okay, you're still trotting through, you're doing your stuff in music. So then now your breakout song was Peace in Spanish Town. Who did you record that song for?
Yeah, that song was just some birds in a Spanish tone to the production.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How did you come up with this one here now to really say, okay, I'm from Spanish Town, so I want to do something for Spanish Town? How did you come up with this one here?
Hey, Spanish tone rough them time then badness and gang violence and thing. And it was just like a music vibe, so there's build something where you kind of feel like people are going to gravitate to at the time. And it was an old time rhythm, you know, the old and rebuild a rhythm we call
The Far East.
Far East, you know, see. You know, and different kind of timing of flow and song, but at the Far East it was. And a brother named Ram Mushet start play come on in terms of run like them kind of vibes then. And talk about it, cause it was in Virgin. Produce the song to I think, you know. Yeah man, definitely I ran Virgin, cause Mr. Sharon come check him too. I hold a page and I ran become Irie at the time, so the music was just a big cycle. Yeah, a big cycle.
How did you know this started to take off now? Because you've been going to studios, recording some songs, a little stuff is happening, nothing really big. How did you know Peace in Spanish Town is really taking off now?
And the vibes that how people react to the vibes when we do our videos, so people start to say, look at short dread there, sing that song there and thing. And then we start get shows and with the big show in Jamaica and people start to, oh, and show good in now, she know that song. You know. But
When you had that song, what was the first big show that you really took on? Having that song to really see the reaction.
all of the thing with the Rebel Salute, to the all of the reggae sound fest, reggae sound class, all of them. Everyone in them round trip. And Pandemonium, I don't know, we go for a show in Jamaica, it's a different kind of me from what the for international foreign gig. When we have to step out on the island, so we go there from Jamaica stage. We make sure to rip that left. See. So we always when the repetition that we stop by and bust up a place and put and cut from Jamaica Island.
Because the time where you really got your break, this was like when I Wayne got his break, Bascom, Egyptian, Turbulence. It was the real Rasta revival at that time there when you got your break in, like probably 03, 04.
For them break, it kind of different. 'Cause it was the same time, you know.
Mhm.
But me watch them get big promotion and all of that. Well, me never get a promotion. Me never go on a man and said, they are Walter. Never get no run. Every time we get a run for anyone the big show, then we actually do it free. They never really want book Lutan Fyah yet. And when me go and then to war and then think them trick me, but I show me what the platform. Most of some of them show too. I don't feel no way, cause music is life. I mean, normally link them to the one link. Give me a run up for your show and master, we have to Lutan, you know, long more you come my show. I will go sing two honorable at the same time. I always go check them and then tell them say them not consider me. But them will give me a fly. And then we go wait. That's so my thing up on Jamaica Island. You know?
So at this time after Sprocket, you didn't really have any management or anybody looking about your business at this time here now? You were just more or less freelancing by yourself?
Yes, sir. Freelancing. Yeah.
From there. Because I know somebody you met earlier in your career when you guys were getting hot too was Turbulence. How did you buck up and meet Turbulence?
Now we all in the street, man. I don't know where we are try bus. So we end up at the same place to buy sit down and chat and one vibe. So we become bridging, you know.
Because Turbulence was the one that introduced you to Fatis.
Definitely.
How was that now meeting somebody like Fatis? Because when you got there, was this when it was Sizzla, Luciana, and Turbulence, Mikey Jenner, and all of them were there at that time there?
Yeah, man. Well, I was there, like a family, you know.
Because you said you're, yeah, man. Because you're over at Buju recording and stuff, but then you said you didn't really get the link, but then now you linked up with Exterminator, and it's more of a family. So what were some of the early songs that you guys were recording when you got to Exterminator?
I did an album named Healthy Lifestyle with Fatis. The EP, they released the album, I think it was 07. Yeah. I think it was 07 or 04. You know?
What was it like working
Well,
with Fatis?
uh,
What was it like working with Fatis at that time there?
no, man, Fatis are the best, man, because you're virgin. Fatis are virgin. Fatis Irie. Yeah, Fatis are one general and thing. And the man who sit down and hold pines with the Fatis the scalp on him phone and say, yo, man, I'm not going to artist, them, man, don't tell me. And for the big, all kind of top people up on the island when they were much younger too, you know. We used to vibe together up at the Danyard. Fatis and me done. I wonder now, music, man. Dead.
So that time, so did you actually sign to Exterminator, or you just around Exterminator at the time there?
Fatis and my brethren. And Fatis become friends. See?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sing, so we just sing. Sing together to them and Turbulence, sing together to them and Bunny Rock, sing together tomorrow, call chat to make him blow them something. A lot of great songs we did. You know? But it's not the same with Dennis Brown, but it's not the same with everybody, Barry Summer and everybody. I don't know where them stand there.
Big experience because you were still fresh in the business at this time here when you're getting this opportunity to sing with like a Dennis Brown, a Barris Hammond, and these people here.
Yo, the Dennis Brown was there on the tape. Dennis Brown is already dead, you know? Died or whatever. Then I said, yo, fuck it, fire but Dennis Brown, I have to run his voice up me here to sing. Like,
Did you guys go on the road as Exterminator crew also?
yeah, my boys, me a Fatis Turbulence and Chelsea that go up on the road, you know?
How were some of those early tours?
It was great, man. Proper European tours, you know?
Mhm.
We did about 3 of them together.
What was it like the first time going to Europe now?
First time going to Europe, it was a winter time, you know. It was a winter time. I went to Hamburg. Some guy went named Silly Walk introduced the Lutan Fyah band for the truck thing. So, them time that was my mistake time.
What do you mean by that?
Introduced I to Europe when I have 2 and 3 songs. When I could around go to Europe and I feed them look up dancehall space so them play at night time. And then do them look up thing and we jam to feed them look a crowd, you know. Sing the songs with them tell us the people like mash up the place. But at the same time we're not realizing that we should be more organized and wait until the real thing come we go. So we go Europe with them little boy there. Go build for them little help them push that for them platform because they were just starting out.
Mhm.
Also, those were my mistakes.
Because I know with Silly Walks, one of the songs you got on the rhythm there was Lonesome Soldier on a honey pot rhythm.
Yeah, a lot of songs with them, you know.
Mm-hmm. Because
when I meet some other youth, that I was their best friend. When I meet some other youth, them stop chatting. Bloop, completely done.
Because okay, so then this is gonna bring this back around because I know Chronixx song "Smile" was influenced by your song that you did on the same rhythm there. What was your connection with Chronixx in the first place?
Chronixx, she come from a state of Spanish Town place. So, virgin like that, you know, even though it's a younger youth still, but Irish virgin. So with knowing it, you know, I think it was I recorded for studio auction and come along the studio session and meet them. And it worked, so give thanks.
Mhm. Because did you do any other work with Chronixx before this?
Yeah, I have some other thing to do. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have enough of that tune to do. Yeah, man.
Mhm. Good to know.
Music, you see, sometime after you do a lot of music and And that's the result of the effort. It make it us humble and chill, you know.
Mhm. When you came into the music, what did you think the music business was going to be like, opposed to what it really was like when you got into the business?
Never have no expectations of anything. I never know what to expect. I did just want to sing, you know, and find a good song every now at the time. That was my intention of to know. You know. Not like me that think about what me want to sing about or what kind of audience. You just want to connect to people and vibe. Yeah.
Big there. Another big song that you came up. This is again was earlier in your career too. Was Saint Django de la Vega. Wicked song you did with Josie Mel. How did you guys come up with that song there?
Oh, Josie Mel, it was Can't Believe that one. It's Can't Believe.
Yes.
Josie Mel come with him song, say want me sing with him and me sing. When he done sing, I sing my part and connect. Rasta still live out. Yeah. Yeah.
Big
Nice.
song. Yeah, man. This was when thing there. This was when all the Rasta artists were really controlling Jamaica at this time here at that time.
Yeah, the shift around and things change.
It was a cosmic shift at that time there.
Yeah, man, and Jamaica was more peaceful and no crime up there.
hmm I brought it up here. Another big song in your career, the Saint Diego de la Vega. How did you come up with this here now?
Then Diego de la Vega,
Mhm.
they don't say that's the name of the ready.
Mhm.
And I went to the studio and them tell me say them have ready name. Then Diego de la Vega. And I went inside and do a freestyle.
Mhm.
They will come listen it and record it properly. And then ready, then start play it on the radio. So I wonder did work. Never done make or anything. You know? But it good tune.
Okay, it wasn't complete when it started to play on the radio and stuff like that.
No, and them just leave it as it was, as it is. Never go no further with it.
Mhm. You seem like when it comes to music, like you love to put out your music, but you don't really, as you were saying, you don't really have any expectations. Put it out, do your work, and what it does is what it does, type of thing.
Yeah, man, because the music is a struggle and a lot of roadblock, and sometimes we are push and a push, and something happen where with people immediately in the music because these black people, you know, them really, them are opposition to people who they don't know progressing. And they create narratives around people who they don't know. So most of the time it causes a problem with even man like me. So I'm not going nowhere in the music. I don't go here nor there.
Mhm.
Just
If
one
you,
tour. I got some shows and do my few shows in America or Europe or Africa or Europe or whatever. Come back to Jamaica, sing more songs. That's my thing. I'm not interested in going about on this island trying to do nothing musically. Because it will cause problem. Because I am very brave. I'm talk rough. I'm not afraid of no human being. And I won't be, it's just different.
if you knew what you knew before about the music business, would you have chose to get into the business?
Well, I wouldn't choose any other thing, you know.
Mhm. No, but I'm saying before. It's not now. If you'd known before what you're going to encounter in the business, would you have chose music?
Yeah. When I encounter, like, you see, I don't, yeah, when I choose music, but when I run harder, at least I would know what to expect.
Mhm.
But all it's fine, it's okay. Life is a challenge, remember?
For sure. Because I know you've traveled, you did Europe, been to Africa and all that, but I know you
Round,
have some.
round trips, and I'll be going again and again and again. The only thing can stop me is a lockdown.
Mhm. We're talking about that though. I know you have some amazing African trip stories when you went to Africa. You could share some of them?
Ah, them trips, they're long, you know. some long stories about Africa.
Mhm.
Sometimes I remember them and make me laugh. Yeah, like the trip where me in the Serengeti. I drive from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and laugh on my way to the Maasai village. And African guy telling me let us do some camping here in Serengeti. Oh, let us stop here and camp. In a big Serengeti. It was crazy.
Mhm.
Because I actually almost fight this guy. Because he laughed and acting as if he knew where he was going. You know. And when we were driving in that Chinese road, that marred out road that they're working on,
Mhm.
I realized we start the camel, we start the zebra.
Mhm.
And I say, yo, it was the camel and zebra. I soon see lion and cheetah. They get me really pissed off. And this is East Africa. I have stories in West Africa. Crazy story.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got story in Ethiopia. I got story in Mombasa. I got story in Serengeti, that is in Nairobi, someplace. We have story in Gambia, we have story in Senegal. We have story in Casamance, we have stories in Guinea-Bissau, like story.
But you see, again, on this podcast, that's what we like the stories. Okay, I'm going to tell you another story that I've heard of was a time you got ambushed when you were in Africa. You remember that?
Like Guinea-Bissau through to Casamance, to the Gambia. And you know, the Casamance is a part of Senegal, and Senegal is trying to do mining around that side, while the Casamance is the fertile, green, freshwater farmland. And for Dakar to come and do mining, these people are saying it would mash the ecosystem. So the Casamance people decide to defend their land, and they get branded as being rebels. So on that route, because you know, Gambia is in the middle of Senegal. They come Guinea-Bissau, drive through the Casamance, which is Senegal, and then you reach the Gambia. But on that route, that Casamance route, they have a lot of rebels at Senegal, Dakar, soldiers. So every 20 minutes, they have to pass some form of roadblock, army or rebels and big rifle, big gun, pointing a Lutan Fyah face. Like Blood Diamond. You watch Blood Diamond?
Seen
That,
bits and pieces.
I haven't that experience. The only thing, no shot fire. No shot fire. Come here, say, some little kids, you know, some kids with guns, painting and talking language I don't know. But I have to talk my Jamaica language, you know. Let me shout and say them now, Lord, Jamaica. Jamaica. And yeah. You realize it's not an African black man, this black man is a West black man. Plus the way I'm dressed up, sneakers and cologne and, you know. You realize, oh, he's a foreigner. So in my head, it's either they're gonna rob me or kill me or be nice to me, right? So I just start imposing my Jamaica self, like go up to them and talk up to them and act as if they are my friends, you know. They lower all the rifles. I'd be like, oh, Jamaica, hey, Bob Marley, hey. I tell them some want ganja. I have about €55 and I give it to them. And then go for a scandal bag of bush, say a ganja. I say, thank you, man. Drive out. I mean, like, them old 1996 Benz driving. And you got 15 college knockers finally. And they're like, and I talk language I never hear or know, brother. And I was the one in the car that had to stand up and shout out loud, yo, with the bomb buckle, yo, hey. And they realized, no, it's something different. I want different kind of man this. You know, you're not style of talking yet. So they kind of calm down, you know. I'm step out of the bench and everybody in the car be like, I said no. So I step out of the car and walk up to them and go over to them and looking at their face and shut up to them and say, we are to meet. Because they don't know what I'm saying. They got no idea what I am saying, brother. And they all got guns and look mad, crazy like, yeah. You know? And I be like, Jamaica, reggae music, Bob Marley, what you do? Red, gold, and green tam what me have on. And then think that kind of, oh, Jamaica. I say, yeah, man, Jamaica, how I doing, man? Very, and actually, when these guys stopped the car that I was in, the driver that was driving walked out the car and said, yo, we're not driving anymore. I will walk to Chronixx. I will walk to Gambia. I'd be like, so what going up? So one of them rebels, boy, he was the one who gave his gun to his friend and drive us to Gambia. You see me?
That's crazy.
Mad. He drive 600 miles per hour.
Yeah.
My friend, he speak Wolof. I just do language, body language sign. All right, hear this one. When we catch at the Senegal Guinea-Bissau border, there was a festival that black the road for 3 days. And we have to stop in a small little place with them called hotel and get bouquet and get some tomato and some tuna, you know, them long French bread. But here we get cold stove and thing, you know, cold stove.
Yeah, man.
We get cold stove and buy coal because they sell coal, you know, and get some rice and realize that some look half a rice with the H bun up, blackhead rice. We take them still and, you know, wash them off nicely and cook some seasoned rice. You know, see, in the Gideon, you know, Guinea-Bissau border, they have a festival. And the youth them carry go a party too, you know, little Guinea-Bissau road and one little road like and the flex. And the inner the thing, yo. See that little club jack. Totally different, but wow, it reminds me of Jamaica, but it's different, Bridget. You feel more energy, like more of everything, like just a raw and some natural, you know. Yeah. Never go back and then place the Virgin and see them youth there again and I love them and they're glad to see me. And sorry I am leaving. And none of that now go happen again, you know what I mean? Because spend the whole and look youth them in the community come out and know some Jamaican. And the look one where I'm at the done like I'm at the flex. It's just way beyond. It's in the time but way beyond because a man have a phone and Google and YouTube and everything and see every latest everything. But they wear fourth hand clothes. You know what I mean? You know, they have second and third hand, but they wear fourth hand clothes. Old clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, you know, I made a change because I made them find mineral in Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau was a country I realized that everybody is drunk. All the pain. Because they make palm wine. Palm wine. Everybody drink. And they're not looking like us. West African, Jamaica. They look like Portuguese. They look like Black Indian.
Okay.
Guinea-Bissau. Look like black. Let me see if I can describe. Guinea-Bissau would have look like a slender version of Beanie Man. With black Indian hair. You understand?
Yeah, man.
That's how Guinea-Bissau man look.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So me I wonder how it's like that right there beside Guinea, Conakry, Gambia, Senegal, Ghana, Togo. Them look so different.
Mhm.
And they are Portuguese in the midst of French and English.
Sometimes it's one of those things who
Beyond poverty in Guinea-Bissau. Beyond poverty.
beyond.
Yeah, it surprised me. It frightened me.
Hmm.
The lifestyle frightened me. Can't believe.
Mhm.
Say your place to look worse than Riverton.
Hmm.
And people living there. Living there. Can you imagine a house with a family? And the kitchen is there, the pig pen is there, the bedroom is there. Everybody sex everybody and everything does.
Hmm.
All right, here the big joke. I have to go to one of those houses to borrow a pot to cook.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'll wait. See it.
Mhm.
I see it. And the big batty woman wear a bottom big stuff. Wobble out her house and talk your language, my little rebel friend. My little rebel friend. Tell her this way we want pot. And she said, we want pot to borrow in the language. And wobble go over so. Pick up the pot. And her back and her ass say parallel. How me put it? So, she said so.
Yeah.
So. See? I'm bent over so up in the air so. And her body down so.
Yeah.
And a big body woman, big body. And she was the palm of her hand.
Mhm.
And she water up on the sun and go so. And you see the big black fat, she hold it so. And go so. And put her on it and go. It gets shine like a Willy Penny when she done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
So
It's
you
just,
go, take the pot, go down at the local hotel, get my soap and my cloth and wash it Jamaican style. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I say, yes, mama, thanks. I will cook tonight and eat and send back them pot go give them and say, give that thanks to serve bride, you know.
Mhm.
All I give them never prepare for.
Were you with that? No. Were you just there on a vacation or you had shows? How did you just end up in this place in
I
the
was
first
on
place?
my way to the Gambia.
Mhm.
The flight was Kingston to New York to Amsterdam to Banjul. When we reached Kingston to get to New York, right, it was a February month, and there was a snowstorm in New York. So they must have everything locked down, brother.
Mhm.
But me have go 500,000 Jamaican dollar. And me have to, why when me I go Africa, everything have to lock down. So me have to go turn back and go.
Mhm.
So me then say, I can check the ticket office. So me go around there and question. So, okay, there's a flight to Fort Lauderdale to Hartford in Hartford Jackson and you know that pretty girl what I'm talking. To Paris and Lisbon to Guinea-Bissau and Guinea-Bissau. So me have to burn out Guinea-Bissau. I wish for that. But yeah, man, if you can't come on Guinea-Bissau and drive, come on. Drive 6 hours and after what? 6 hours in Africa drive, no glory that. But we never know it's changed the road. We never know it's changed the road to the top. So
Mhm.
me buy the flight, hear the journey.
Mm.
When I reach a Fort Lauderdale, to catch the flight to Atlanta, we drop asleep
Mm.
in a Fort Lauderdale. But I wake up and then catch a next flight. Atlanta to Paris. When I reach in Paris, one bag of me have get stuck somewhere.
Mhm.
I have to go catch the flight. It was winter. You know, in Europe, you have to walk out in the winter coat, going on a bus, and the bus drive to go to the plane there. We're only in a one-piece shirt in the winter time.
Mm.
Madness.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we reach a lit band. We don't have the ticket. I mean, know the airline. I mean, know nothing, Virgin. Me I say, what this man do to me, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we look around and realize which flight from Litman I go. Guinea-Bissau. I reach airline, so go over there and then, okay, I figure me out.
Mm-hmm.
Jump on a flight. When we reached in Guinea-Bissau, it was about 8 p.m. in the night. When we reached at the airport, them said, no back, one shirt, one pants, one shoes. You know, me back up them thing there and put them down special and somebody do a dash and me take them Virgin.
Mm.
You know, me nice Nike, me step up in the Africa dirt, you first on my pants, the battery tear out. Third Virgin. You know, so me put them in a bag, specially, I'm in a see back, you see. But anyway, spend the night in a Guinea-Bissau and take, look at Virgin. Give me the $83,000 for pay for the visa in a Guinea-Bissau. I'll come out and Gideon start from this. I go find hotel idea. Tell the Virgin say, no, me I go yeah, Africa. First time I land on the continent. I'm going on man, yo, joke, Gideon, I'm a Gideon. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
But if some still have contact with them, you every now and then they find me. And I say, hey, man, you remember me? I say, of course. How can I forget?
You can't forget an experience like that at all.
For real.
Yeah. How many countries have you been to in Africa?
Go Ethiopia. Go Kenya. Go Gambia, Senegal. Yeah. Guinea-Bissau. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped in Morocco a few times. When I spend more like an hour or 2, 3 hours in Morocco. But we stop in Gambia and Senegal a lot, you know.
Mhm.
It kind of look see difficult these days because the reggae music now that vibe there again over the world, you know. Those Afrobeat and some little madness and some next good thing.
Mhm.
I'm a fan still, you know, man. He's last like.
What was the reception like when you for your music now when you were there? What was the reception for Lutan Fyah, the performing artist?
He was sing along.
Say that one more time.
People sing along in Africa with Lutan Fyah, you know.
Mhm. What were some of your big songs that you had when you were over there?
So I feel like Skank, about Tony Man Grateful, Wrapped Up, Tangle Up, a lot, about 10, 15 big songs Africa, 20 big songs Africa. Zimbabwe and South Africa, murder.
Big there. I know that was another highlight in your career. I know at one point you were keeping Birthday Bash, and one of your Birthday Bash in Clarendon had enough of them on it. But one of the highlights for that night there was a Sizzla versus Ninja Man clash. You remember that Birthday Bash?
Yes, I remember.
Tell me what you remember about that birthday there.
Huh?
Tell me what you remember about that Birthday Bash.
Oh, most memory I just the Sizzla and Ninja Man, you know, 'cause I never planned.
Mhm.
And them go and go. You know, but people never turn out like the actual amount of money where we spend to bring them big artists. And people never come doing it.
How come you decided to keep your birthday party in Clarendon opposed to like Spanish Town or
It's not
somewhere?
like a musical place. I want to reach this, so we should the place look nice. So we are so okay, let's do this.
Mhm.
That's that.
Just right, that big there. I want to go through a couple more of your songs here. Another big song you have. This is one of my favorite Lutan Fyah. It's Spliff Tail. And this has now over 4 million views on YouTube. Huge song. How do you come up with this song and it has that wicked bass line with a bounce with it?
Just a vibe. Them song, I just catch a vibe, song. I'm gonna go with no meditation or no thinking. You just get a vibe, you know. That was
And
it.
and a lot of people, I guess that's one of your more popular songs too.
Yes, I.
Mhm.
But like,
This one,
but the song that is popular on YouTube, not necessarily popular in on stage, you know.
mhm.
That's what I get to realize.
You're living. It's almost like you live in different worlds. What happens on Instagram, YouTube, and real life are three different things.
Two different things from real life.
Mhm.
Trust.
Because another song you did in 2019, and this is like a real deep song because you use this concept and showed it three different ways, was Giggling, and it has a music video also. How did you come up with the concept for Giggling? Because this you couldn't just vibe this you had to think
Oh,
about
that's
this a
just
little
a
bit.
vibe, yo. All of my songs is just a vibe.
Mhm.
All of my songs is just a vibes, you know? The energy, the spirit, you know?
Mhm.
Just hold it and go with it till it's done. It's the one that man, that's what because you know? It's sad,
Yeah,
it's
man.
just a vibe.
Now, man,
That is
Giggling was bad.
good.
Yeah, man. Because you showed it as in bad man, you showed it
Yeah,
as girls, and you showed it as I think it was police or society.
politics, and I know what I did.
Mhm.
Yeah, die. Them giggling, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, never get to perform them too, mate. Yeah.
You never performed it anywhere yet.
No, stop.
Mhm.
Stop it up. Lutan Fyah, I always get shows and the pass.
Mhm. Why do you think that is? And especially somebody like you that has over 19 studio albums, why do you think you don't really get the highlight like some other artists or your other co-workers are getting?
Jamaica record dirty bad mind people. Not them. Then evil shit, not them. The music. Yeah,
Business, eh?
people them Rasta and Bali that Satan them, you know. But the Satan pay them no mind, you know.
Mhm.
To me joy out.
Because I don't know if anybody noticed, but one thing I notice about you when it comes to your tam, your turban them, your head wrap, I don't know nobody else that has to wrap them like you. You have them to match your shoes, your shirt, your socks, everything right there.
For real.
Yeah, man.
I was stopping in a fabric store, just grab something,
Mhm.
you know. A
That,
nice little piece of fabric, you know. Different style.
yeah.
Africa get enough material.
No, man, your turban them, but
Hmm.
you know what I mean. 2021, you had entered the Jamaican music, the festival competition. What made you actually enter a competition at this point in your career right now?
You know, a musician that bring that madness to me. I'm just very interested in doing these kind of things. So the musician them said them want, let's do this.
Mhm.
But just them send the radio and make up the song and send it back with it.
Jamaica.
Yeah. Everybody want come my yard. Jamaica, Jamaica. Worldwide straight from abroad. I see Jamaica, Jamaica. Everybody want come my yard. Wake up to the island of the tropical sun. You need some fun, just listen reggae, drink some kulu kulu rum. You won't regret it if you stop here before you can done. Not a day to sit down. Yeah.
And how did you do in that competition there?
A joke thing festival that bridge.
Mhm.
A joke.
Why you say that?
You know, my song are the best song. One then Big Idiot Festival.
But you thinking that, wouldn't anybody else think the same thing too, that enter the competition, think that theirs is the best also?
No, them know that mine is the best.
So why didn't you win?
Because the people that were giving into that were winning already. We heard about a winner, but we never know. When we go over them, we learn just to them.
You seem to just be in a lot of unfortunate situations from time to time in your career.
Not really, I just all lives go with me. Fighting with you know.
Because you have some amazing, crazy songs in your catalog. Amazing. Not even catalog. You have a lion log.
Yeah, man, Rasta no more than me. Bob Marley alone more than me. Just Bob Marley alone. The rest of them follow me, you know.
I know you're a big weed advocate. You've ever thought about coming up with a strain or something, a Lutan Fyah strain of weed?
No, I never really think about that new weed business and shit I go around. Since Obama time, I don't support not what Obama did.
I hear you right there, because I know one of your new songs you came up with last year was Weed Oil.
People always try to introduce this kind of thing, but I don't want to get involved with them. Man. It's fake. It's not real, brother.
Yeah. I hear you.
But this is strain and this is strain. You can get it in 3 months, you can get 200 pounds, in 6 months you can get this amount. And it can smell like this, and you can put it to bed and can get you away. Yo, no, I'm involved in them shop there. The new world madness, you know, where kill people, bro. Doesn't make sense. Me love sense in me, you know, Cali weed, marijuana, ganja. You know, I born a blue light streak and very glue and then madness, the virgin. I think until it smell like marijuana, ganja, them smell like one next up, but I don't know what. I just don't like fake. A lot of people take me to the science lab in California. This is what you want to do. We're gonna call it the fire strain. We're gonna call it a split tail strain. You're gonna find this and you're gonna make big money. Me, I say, I'm not interested in all nothing, but I tell you now, this coming like morphine and then something, but it's coming like cocaine, but leave me alone. That's my thought pattern. That's my thinking.
Because I seen you in the Weed Oil video, and this is you filmed it in a field. Tell us about that video there.
Oh, that's in Jamaica. The people in California, they laugh. They say, what's that Lutan? That's a ganja field. I say, yeah, it's Jamaican style. Because it look big and pretty and blurred. The fake pretty weed and the big tree, the big buds like in America. Fake. A lot of people make a lot of money from it, which is good. But it was a small field in Jamaica, someplace now on mountainside. Say this a buncha we do. Can't get enough, why don't you want enough phone? But this buncha, can't out till I be stepping out. Bring it over to the radio amount. When I blow bang.
And you connected with they were a farm. What was the farm called? The farm that you connected with, that you made that song with, it was something farm. I can't remember what they're called.
Green Lion Farm. I don't know them. Never meet them before. I got that rhythm from Mr. Perfect. Giddy man, you know.
Of course. I spoke to Perfect last week, and you definitely bigging up Lutan Fyah.
Yeah, man, Perfect, I'm a brother. And grown with them man they work on, you know. Man, look out for him, man. You see it?
Yeah, you could tell somebody else I could see that you link with good too. Fantan Mojah.
Yeah, that's fine. But today we were talking about Fantan. That's my crazy friend, you know? That's my crazy brother. Yeah, you can't say nothing about that man to me because I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I know him. You can talk what you want to talk. You just gonna get me mad. That's my brother. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
Fantan, nah, man. Fantan's a vibe. I rate Fantan still.
Until I'm a brother. Love that. I don't love that. But yeah, music come with all different kind of things. You have to just leave it out, and more we grow, the more we get more happier. Start. I choose the way of, being happy. Live my turn, buy a nice house, drive a nice car. Now and then me get a show, me go eat my food and come home. Not big food, but can pay my bills, and maybe I can buy a nice cologne and buy a watch. You know?
And some more turban.
Yeah. Yes, right.
You know how it goes. Just Saturday, they just actually laid Merciless to rest. You've been in this business for a long time. Do you have any special memories or any link with Merciless that you remember you'll never forget?
Yep. Every moment you meet them kind of artists, they're special, you know. Them are genius, you know, some special people, you know. But no more of them not exist, you know. You now get no more Merciless them and them kind of man, you know. So every time I meet Merciless, it's a moment, you say, ja. You know? Yeah, man.
Is there one that sticks out that you want to share with us that you'll never forget this moment right here?
Huh?
Is there a moment in particular that sticks out in your mind that you never forget that you'd want to share with us?
No, I just him stay. I just when him cover on, I just one jar him out. And if you don't like it, bite it.
Mhm.
You know? And the always have that one jar with him, you know, I just fun and laughter and rhymes and crack joke and sing new song and drink and junk. I don't have problem with the virgin, that's it, you know.
Mhm.
Man, all the artists them cool, you know, really, you know, just some man, you know, but and the man them married. But all of the man them will run the place, and them married.
Mhm. Good. I know, I think it was 2 years ago, you just started up your own label, All Capital Music Group. Why did you decide to actually start a label?
It was the intention from day one, and maybe I get carried away over the time trying to get myself involved in things that is happening when I think I should be just relaxing and making my own music. And I decide that this is the thing now, you know.
So it's time because again, you're talking about your brethren, Perfect Giddimani. Remember, he has a label and he's producing himself and others too, and just putting it out like how you put out a lot of music. So then now you have the label. It's just you're going to be pumping out a lot of music also.
Yeah, man, regular every day.
Mhm. Crazy. I got two more for you before I got you out of here. I know last month you did the IRA FM's Marcus Garvey Day celebration. What was it like to actually work on a show like that?
At that time, who said I did that?
You didn't do it or it was 2021?
I think it was sometime long time ago. I sang one song, and I refrain thing.
Mm-hmm.
That when the passed the microphone over my head. The next day,
Yeah.
and I said, reggae music, blood. Yo, reggae music. Passed the microphone over my head, so I look up.
Mm.
And it was my band on stage. And I said, gosh, me we are close big festival.
Mm-hmm.
Big festival of 40,000 people. I have the anchor man.
Mm-hmm.
And I meet Jamaica to perform on at Marcus Garvey thing. And my band is on stage and them are pushing mic over my head. So I look fit. See my friend Nelspet again. But I stuck. Cut over my beast.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
What does it take to really make it in reggae music business as an artist? You have to be more aggressive. You have to have a team around you. What does it really take to be that person on the forefront of reggae music?
Lutan Fyah is not trying to be that person. But our people, and that's what I need. People like the music. So I keep creating music for the people who like the music. I'm not trying to be on top like for me to be the next big man. It's that night of me sing a song and them like it and say yes, Lutan are the big man. But I'm not trying to be that. A lot of that is around here, man. A lot of big man about there already, man. That's why I sing a good song and keep connecting and collect the publishing check in every 3 months. That me really care about, you know.
Keep to yourself and keep it moving.
Yes, I rapidly too, non-stop, 10 songs a day.
Got you. You've had this career from the late 90s or even mid 90s till right now. When would you say has been the highest point in your career? And when would you say has been the lowest point in your career thus far?
I think everything is just floating like this. I've never had no high or low point in music. I don't recall or know or feel like I ever had a high or low point. It's the things just flowing and people say respect Lutan, the music nice and they get nice and nicer. That's a bit, you know, we never have no big broad, big pandemonium or no low disrespect or disappointment, never. It's just going onward, forward, ever backward, never, you know. Keep trying to improve myself vocally and lyrically and easy.
You understand there. Right now, the floor is yours. Anything you want to say, anybody you want to big up, leave some contact information where they can check you out for dubs, bookings, anything, stage show bookings, anything right now where they could buy your music online. Leave all that information. The floor is yours right now.
All right, you can find Lutan Fyah on IG. That is Lutan Fyah Music. And you can find me on Facebook. Anthony Lutan Fyah Martin. You can also find me on YouTube. That is Lutan Fyah TV. We're going to start do a lot of merchandising on IG. So getting yourself together with a new album to be released very soon and so. So I want to big up all my loved ones, all my fans, all the people who like the music straight from the bottom of my heart. Enough love and enough respect. Stay strong. Keep your eyes open. And look what God. Protect your children, protect your wife, protect your husband. And just be nice, you know. Love your neighbor. Don't do unto others what you don't want them to do unto you. You live.
Just like that. Mr. Fyah, thank you so much for sitting down and doing this, for letting us see it into your mind, how you see things, the experiences you've been through. But those African stories are next level altogether.
I got so much more. Trust me. Trust me. I got so much more African stories. It's for like stories. When me land up, if I tell you my Addis Ababa story, I mean laugh at me.
Let's go. I got time. Let's go.
But maybe we don't have time and next time, you know. Yes, I.
Have you ever been to Canada before?
Yeah, man, I come Canada. So up to now, I have a Canada visa. Never did a real promoted event or show. I know what with music I Lutan Fyah thing. But some things that seem unnatural still. In terms of how, you know, easy.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to say today I'm done with music business, what would you go and do instead?
Nothing. Music is for life.
Mr. Fyah, thank you so much.
To do, you know?
You understand. I got to big up Miss Stamp for making this happen. Great conversation, seeing things the way how you see it. You understand.
Big up Miss Stamp, you know? We used to fly kite, play marble every day, and I race to dash. Hey, we used to work on a king tea to waste time, she don't laugh. Hey, now the end it back in the pocket, when me see me to open then kick off. Could they know bad bike feel over one a take? Them see me get rich and I show off. You know them want me no want take part. Them want me fit to come for me, never want talk. Them see me humble that check send it off. Them a black off it, but them see me tear apart. Them a try trick me to this, to me bounce right back what a hard man today. Me know you pity ready, to me bounce right back what a hard man today. Hard
Wow.
man today, you know. As
You
long as
understand?
I last, Lutan Fyah, Lutan Fyah, they are all in music.
Burning the fire. Mr. Fire, thank you so much. Let me give you an outro and get you over there. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Bob. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinemusichut.com.